Previously in the Frontier Archive, the Dominion tightened its grip on Kheros, closing every safe road and forcing Zandor toward the path his enemies had prepared. General Vorak studied more than Zandor's tactics. He sought to understand the loyalties and responsibilities that guided every Guardian choice. What appeared to be diplomacy revealed itself as occupation, as Dominion pressure spread across the mountain settlements and defensive lines began to tighten. Each battle carried a cost, and the greatest dangers were not always open attacks, but the silent conditions that shaped every choice before a weapon was fired. At the end of the trail, recovered builder signals led Zandor and the Ashari to a hidden vault buried beneath Kheros. There, the ancient warning became clear. The builders had not sealed the vault to keep something out, but to keep something in. The recovered record continues. Chapter 7. The Broken Seal. Scene 52. The Breach. Some barriers are built to keep danger outside. The oldest seals were built because something could not be allowed to leave. Recovered Guardian Containment Protocol.
The Frontier Archive. Recovered audio log entry 014-6. Classification. Declassified location. Planet Kheros. Western Crystal Mountains. Event: The Breach. Status: Verified historical record.
The first explosion struck before Zandor reached the lower ridge. Stone jumped beneath his boots. A column of blue-white light tore through the mountain ahead, followed by a pressure wave that rolled dust and broken crystal down the slope. The builder containment vault had answered the Dominion, not with a warning, with force. Zandor dropped behind a fractured crystal outcrop as a second detonation punched through the valley wall. Dominion searchlights swept the smoke below. Engineers in black armor clustered around a circular wound cut into the ancient structure, while armored infantry held a perimeter around them. The entrance had not existed an hour earlier. Now the mountain was open.
Tell me they stopped drilling.
They have not stopped drilling.
I was hoping you were going to lie.
I am not equipped for recreational deception.
Of course not.
A red targeting line crossed the rock beside his head. Zandor moved before the shot came. He launched from cover, hit the slope hard, and slid through loose stone as pulse fire carved glowing scars behind him. His armor took one round across the left shoulder. The impact spun him half around.
Warning. Outer shoulder plate compromised.
I noticed.
Correction. You noticed the impact. I noticed the structural failure.
The broken plate shifted against his arm. Thin lines of electric blue appeared beneath the fracture. Segments separated, softened at their edges, and began crawling back toward one another like metal, remembering where it belonged. Zandor stared for half a second too long.
You could always do that.
The Guardian lattice is restoring its intended structure.
That was not an answer.
It was precisely an answer.
Another burst struck the ridge. Zandor ducked and sprinted toward a lower shelf of stone. The damaged shoulder plate had already sealed enough to move freely, but the surface remained scarred and thinner than before.
Repair incomplete. Material redistribution in progress.
So it is not growing new armor?
Correct. Lost material cannot be created from nothing.
Good. For a moment I thought I was wearing magic.
Your scientific vocabulary remains disappointing.
Below him, 3 Dominion hunter drones rose through the dust. Their weapon ports opened. Zandor drew his rifle and fired twice. One drone spun into the rock. The other 2 separated, forcing him away from the direct route to the vault. He saw what they were doing.
Hurting again.
Confirmed.
Vorak really does learn quickly.
Unfortunately, so do his machines.
The drones crossed above him. Zandor fired, missed, and felt a third pulse strike his chest. The armor hardened automatically across the impact point. His vision flashed white.
Internal damage?
None detected. External chest lattice at 73% integrity.
Can it repair while I am running?
It is repairing while you are complaining.
Zandor almost smiled. Then the mountain screamed. The sound came from inside the vault. Every Dominion soldier below froze. A deep harmonic vibration passed through the stone, too low to be heard cleanly and too powerful not to feel. The blue crystal formations around the excavation answered one after another, glowing from within. The engineers stepped back. The circular wound in the builder wall widened by itself, not because the Dominion had opened it, because something inside had moved. Zandor stopped smiling.
That is new.
Yes.
Do you know what caused it?
No.
That answer, I believe.
A Dominion officer shouted for the engineers to resume. 2 cutting rigs advanced toward the opening. Zandor raised his rifle.
Range?
112 meters.
Too far for the discharge.
Recommended effective radius is substantially less.
Recommended is not the same as impossible.
It is when you wish to retain useful armor functions afterward.
The cutting rigs powered up. Zandor watched arcs of red energy bite into the builder material. He lowered the rifle.
Charge the pulse.
Denied.
What?
Guardian discharge. Pulse is classified as emergency defensive output. Current armor reserves are 68%. Projected post-discharge reserve, 21 to 27%.
They are opening the vault.
That fact has not improved the mathematics.
Zandor ran. He dropped from the ridge, hit a lower crystal shelf, and jumped again before the Dominion infantry could track him. Rifle fire followed him down. The armor absorbed one hit, then another.
Repair priorities. Changing.
Meaning?
Mobility and environmental protection now prioritized above external plate restoration.
So the shoulder stays broken.
Temporarily.
Define temporarily.
Survive the next 30 seconds, and I will provide an estimate.
Zandor landed inside the Dominion perimeter. Soldiers turned toward him, too many. The engineers were 10 meters away. The cutting rigs were still burning. Zandor planted both feet.
Now.
No friendly Ashari life signs within discharge radius.
I know.
I am required to confirm.
Do it.
Guardian discharge pulse armed. Warning. Severe energy depletion expected.
I heard you the first time.
You routinely behave as though you have not.
Release.
The world became blue. A circular shock wave erupted from the armor with a crack like the sky splitting open. The nearest Dominion soldiers were thrown backward. Weapon systems died mid-charge. Both cutting rigs went dark. 3 drones dropped out of the air and struck the stone. For one instant, every light in the excavation vanished. Then Zandor fell to one knee. His armor felt suddenly heavy.
Energy reserve, 24%.
That is lower than 27.
It is also higher than 21.
You sound pleased with yourself.
I am pleased that you remain conscious.
A Dominion soldier moved. Zandor raised his rifle. The soldier thought better of it and dragged himself behind a fallen cutting rig. The vault entrance pulsed. Blue. Dark. Blue again. The builder surface around the breach began rearranging into symbols Zandor had never seen. His damaged shoulder stopped repairing. Chest reconstruction stopped. Several armor indicators vanished completely.
Why did the repairs stop?
Energy conservation. Life support, mobility, and containment critical systems now have priority.
Containment critical?
The interface did not answer. The symbols spread across the wall. Then one line of builder light moved toward Zandor. It crossed the ground like a searching beam and stopped beneath his boots. His armor answered. A tone sounded inside his helmet. Not an alarm. Recognition.
Guardian system proximity confirmed. Restricted diagnostic layer responding.
What diagnostic layer?
Unknown access pathway detected.
That sounds bad.
It is presently neither good nor bad.
You are getting worse at reassurance.
Reassurance remains unavailable.
The ground beneath the breach opened another fraction. A breath of cold air escaped from somewhere far below. Zandor stared into the darkness, his display filled with a new line of builder text.
Harmonic scan protocol available.
The interface went silent for almost 2 full seconds. Zandor noticed.
You knew about that one?
I was aware that restricted functions existed.
That is not what I asked.
No.
The words appeared again. Harmonic scan. Beyond the damaged vault wall, something answered with a pulse so faint, Zandor felt it more than heard it. Not the thing beneath Kheros. Something closer, something waiting. Scene 53, Harmonic Scan. The builders taught their guardians to listen before they acted. Stone, metal, energy, memory, everything leaves an answer when asked the right way. Guardian survey records. The new words remained across Zandor's display. Harmonic scan protocol available. Behind him, Dominion systems were beginning to recover. Emergency lights flickered red across the excavation. Somewhere beyond the smoke, a rifle charged.
How long until they have weapons again?
23 seconds for local infantry systems. 41 for the surviving drones.
And the scan?
Unknown.
Useful.
You requested accuracy.
Zandor stepped through the broken builder threshold. The air changed immediately. Outside, the mountain smelled of dust, burned metal, and crystal. Inside, it was cold enough that vapor formed along the damaged edges of his armor. His left shoulder still showed the scar from the pulse strike. The lattice tried to move, stopped, then moved again.
Repair status.
External restoration remains restricted. Energy reserve 26%.
24 a moment ago.
Passive harmonic induction from the structure.
The vault is charging the armor?
No. The armor is recovering energy from an ambient builder field.
That sounded suspiciously like charging.
Your simplification is offensive, but operationally adequate.
A shot struck the entrance behind him. Zandor turned and fired once. The Dominion soldier disappeared back into cover. Then Zandor faced the darkness ahead.
Activate harmonic scan.
Protocol access is incomplete.
Can you activate it?
Yes.
Then I continue to admire how you define incomplete.
Activating.
The armor did not emit a visible beam. Instead, a low blue pulse moved through Zandor's boots and into the floor. The builder material answered. Lines of light raced away beneath the dust, splitting through walls, descending through layers of buried machinery. The return came all at once. His display changed. The wall in front of him became transparent geometry. Behind it were conduits. Beyond those, a vertical shaft. Beneath the shaft, chambers stacked deeper than the mountain should have allowed.
How far down?
Scan certainty decreases beyond 800 meters.
That was not my question.
Approximately 1.7 kilometers of mapped structure. Lower boundaries unresolved.
Inside one mountain?
The builders appear not to have respected convenient architecture.
Another pulse returned. This one was different. Most of the vault answered with clean mathematical echoes. One region did not. A vast section beneath the inner structure absorbed the scan and returned nothing.
There. What is that?
No readable return.
Empty?
Unknown.
Blocked?
Unknown.
You are enjoying this.
I do not possess that function.
The dark region remained on the display like a hole cut through the map. Zandor did not need the interface to tell him it was the same direction from which the buried signal had answered. Then something else appeared, a tiny blue point, far closer than the silent region below. It pulsed once from a chamber less than 300 meters ahead.
That one.
Signal acquired.
Builder?
Confirmed.
Containment system?
No.
The point pulsed again.
Guardian support architecture detected.
Guardian support?
Designation unavailable.
Of course it is.
The harmonic map shifted. A narrow route illuminated through the wall to Zandor's right. One the Dominion excavation had not found. At the same moment, red markers appeared behind him. Dominion troops were entering the breach.
Hostile movement. 9 infantry. 2 engineering specialists. 1 drone recovering.
Can the scan find another way down?
It already has.
I take back one complaint.
Please identify which one for archival accuracy.
No.
Zandor placed a hand against the wall. The armor answered the hidden builder line. Stone and metal separated without sound, revealing a passage that had been sealed for longer than the Ashari remembered. Cold blue light awakened one section at a time. At the far end, somewhere beyond the bend, the small Guardian support signal pulsed again. This time, something moved. Scene 54, The Wayfinder. A Guardian was never meant to walk every road alone. Where distance exceeded reach, the Wayfinder carried the Guardian's sight. Guardian support records. The hidden passage closed behind Zandor with a sound like stone breathing. For several seconds, the Dominion disappeared. No red searchlights, no weapons fire, only the narrow builder corridor and the faint blue pulse ahead. Zandor followed it. The passage opened into a circular chamber no larger than an Ashari dwelling. At its center stood a waist-high pedestal. Something rested above it, not on it, above it. A compact machine floated in complete silence. 3 dark metallic fins folded tightly around a dim electric blue core. Dust coated its surface. One fin hung lower than the others, its edge fractured.
That is not part of the vault.
Correct.
You know what it is?
I know what category it belongs to.
Which is?
Guardian Support Architecture.
You already said that.
Then, your memory is functioning.
Zandor stepped closer. The machine did not move. Then his armor crossed an invisible line in the floor. The chamber woke. Builder symbols ignited around the pedestal. The floating unit snapped upright. Its 3 fins unfolded with precise mechanical movement. The central core brightened. A narrow blue scan passed over Zandor from head to boots.
Guardian Authority. Query received.
From it?
Yes.
What does it want?
Confirmation.
Of what?
You.
The scan passed over him again. His armor answered without asking permission. Blue lines awakened across his chest, shoulders, and gauntlets. The damaged shoulder lattice tightened. The unit rotated once in the air. Then the chamber emitted a single clear tone.
Guardian compatibility confirmed. Wayfinder. Support unit available. Primary mode. Autonomous Scout. Secondary mode. Guardian integration.
Wayfinder.
Designation confirmed.
You knew the name.
I know it now.
Convenient.
Data restrictions are not improved by sarcasm.
The Wayfinder drifted toward him. Zandor raised one hand.
Wait.
It did not wait. The 3 fins folded inward. The unit moved behind him faster than he expected. Magnetic clamps struck the rear of his armor with 3 sharp clicks. Zandor lurched forward.
Interface.
Installation sequence in progress.
I did not authorize an installation sequence.
The Wayfinder appears to have interpreted Guardian confirmation as sufficient authorization.
You sound far too calm about that.
I am monitoring 17 successful interface handshakes.
17.
18.
A new weight settled between his shoulders. Not heavy, balanced. The armor changed around it, opening thin builder connection points Zandor had never known existed. Electric blue lines ran from the Wayfinder into the spine of the suit. His display filled with unfamiliar systems.
Field relay. Harmonic extension. Guardian tether. Mobility assist. Equipment hardpoint.
Mobility assist.
Restricted secondary function.
Meaning?
Short duration propulsion support. Jump amplification. Controlled gap crossing. Fall stabilization.
Flight.
No.
That sounded like flight.
Then I recommend you avoid discovering the distinction from a cliff.
A warning pulsed across the edge of his display. The Wayfinder detached. Zandor turned. The unit unfolded in midair and floated in front of him again, as if nothing unusual had happened.
It can just leave?
Autonomous scout mode is its primary function.
Good.
Your relief is noted.
Do not note my relief.
The Wayfinder flashed once. Then it moved. It shot through the far side of the chamber and vanished into a passage too narrow for Zandor's armored shoulders. A new image appeared in his vision, not from his helmet, from the Wayfinder. It flew silently through ancient builder conduits, turning corners, descending shafts, and mapping the vault as it went. The harmonic scan expanded with it.
I can see what it sees.
Confirmed. Scout relay established.
That would have been useful 6 years ago.
The Wayfinder was not present 6 years ago.
I know.
Then the complaint lacks actionable value.
The scout feed dropped through another shaft. Builder mechanisms passed beneath it in darkness. Some were dormant, others were waking. Then the Wayfinder stopped. Its core dimmed, the feed magnified. Red light, Dominion red. A cutting beam burned across an inner builder door far below. Zandor's expression hardened.
How did they get that deep?
Unknown.
The Wayfinder shifted angle. Beyond the Dominion engineers, the inner seal was already fractured. A thin line of blue light leaked through it. Then something struck the other side. Once, the entire door flexed. The Wayfinder backed away. Its warning tone sounded directly through Zandor's armor.
Inner containment layer compromised.
How long?
Insufficient data.
Estimate.
At current structural degradation.
The inner seal moved again. This time the crack widened.
Less time than I would recommend.
Call the Wayfinder back.
Already returning.
Zandor raised his rifle. Far below, the Dominion continued cutting, and behind the damaged inner seal, something answered. End of Part 1. Continues in Part 2.